So opening a restaurant is a real trip. You don't always budget for chairs. And thankfully to my community, they came in clutch at the right time so that we could open and get the ball rolling. So fast forward 4 years, and I get a phone call from Chef Edward Lee. For those of you that don't know him, he is a Top Chef contestant, owns 7 restaurants. I own 2 of his cookbooks. He is a rock star in my world. And he is calling me. And so he said, "Hey, Kristin, I'm heading down your way." And I'm like, "Chef Edward Lee has my phone number. This is awesome. Okay, so you're heading down to Corbin." Yeah, so I'm heading down to Corbin. We're doing a little bit of a road trip with my mama. She's never seen actually what I do. So I'm taking her on a road trip to Appalachia with a food writer, and we want to come see you and a few other Appalachian restaurants. "Are you available?" Yeah, I'll be there. I'm totally there. So he's like, "I know you're not open on Mondays, but can you make that happen?" "I'm totally there, Chef." So I immediately get off the phone, call my mama. I'm like, "Mama, listen what just happened." And she said, "What are we going to cook now?" We of course got to do a salad because, and what I forgot to tell you also is when I went back to, talking to Ed Lee, I said, "Before we get off the phone real quick, who is the food writer? By chance, would you like to, give me a little tip?" And he was like, "Yeah, I don't know if you've heard of her, Jordana Rothman." Yeah, got her cookbook too. She is the Food and Wine magazine editor for restaurants. So this is like all of a sudden become the moment, right, that I've been working towards. Well, not really, but you know what I'm talking about. So here we are planning. We've got 3 weeks. What are we going to cook? And I start diving deep, right? And not into like the good deep, like the bad deep, like overthinking everything. To the extent, we're not normally open on Mondays, but I'm still thinking about what kind of music are we going to be playing when they come in? Should we fabricate people? What it really feels like, what is quintessential Appalachian food? Biscuits, of course, ham, we've got one curing. Beans, no, we don't have any greasy beans right now. I mean, you can imagine. It just started overthinking in this moment for 3 weeks. Because, of course, Mom and I are test kitchening the apple stack cake that we're going to be making. And we can't make the big one, right? Because you got to fine dine it for the Food and Wine to the minis. So we're test kitchening it all, and it's coming out perfect. I mean, we've got the Farmers Lynch Farm on the line. They're making apple butter just special for us. It's going to be great. But I'm completely spazzing. So day comes. They're supposed to be there at 1. They're not there. They don't get there till 3. Holding food is so much fun. When are they going to get here? So they arrive. Okay, Chef Ed Lee is walking through our doors. Mama Lee is walking through my doors. And Jordana Rothman comes in, this Brooklyn lady, dressed head to toe in this beautiful white dress, kind of like Jessica Rabbit. And I'm like, it's on. It's on. So I immediately go into a tornado. The few select staff that's in on the secret are watching me like, oh my gosh, this is not going so great, because Kristin is not only creating, plating, she's serving, she's telling the stories back and forth, and they're just not sure what to do. And I didn't really think that all through, right? Because I'm just picturing what it might look like in the magazine. So first course, we got to do the biscuit, the ham, the apple jelly Mama and I made. We send it out. I overthought it, of course, because I was like, should I let them create, the perfect bite? All of us Appalachians know. Or should I let them play with their food? You see where I'm at, the dilemma. So I'm like, kinesthetically, let them play with their food. So I send it out, working on the salad, because it's Food and Wine. And I'm watching, because we got an open kitchen. And I look over, and they're not doing it right. They're not putting the ham that we took 12 months to cure, the apple jelly just right for the perfect bite. So I walk over, I'm like, how's things going? I'm going to just let you work on that a little while because you're not doing it right. Oh, Miss Brooklyn. It's like, oh, well, teach me how to, showed him just right. I'll be back with your salads. Come back. Sure enough, she's like, you're right. I wasn't doing it right. That's the most perfect bite. Welcome to Appalachia. So we bring the salad. It's great. It's probably like every salad they've ever had. Third course, fried okra, right? Fried okra spears with chow remoulade. Home run, right? Except Mama Lee has never had okra and is looking at it like, a three-eyed beast or something like that. And then Jordana says, yeah, I don't really like okra. Oh my gosh, I'm like, we're failing, this is terrible. But that's okay, because we've got the fourth course, the apple stack cake. And as you know, for all you that are locals, the apple stack cake is quintessential, iconic dessert. And it's a mini, right? With chantilly cream, spiked with bourbon. I mean, we're going to slay it. So I pull, I kind of calm myself down, right? This is the moment. I bring it out, and they invite me to sit down, which I probably should have been doing the whole time. Let my staff do their thing, which they're so good at. And I tell them the story that I've always heard. It's the story of the apple stack cake. Back in the day, when we were lacking of sugar sometimes, and folks would come in, all our ancestors, for funerals, weddings, and they would bring layer. Each would bring a layer. And we'd take the dried apples, and the apple butter, slather in the layers. Sometimes it's 6 layers. Sometimes it's 12 layers. They go to the funeral, come back 3 days later, right, and it's perfect consistency, and it feeds the whole village. And so I tell this story, and Jordana is doing this thing, and I'm like doing this thing, and it's done. I knew with the apple stack cake, it was going to be all right. So then the waiting game happens, right? You don't know if anything is going to be released. If you're going to get a magazine in the mail, no one tells you anything. So the waiting game lasts for like 3 months. And I'm like a creeper on Instagram, right, and Facebook, just checking on all the other chefs in Appalachia that they visited. And lo and behold, October hits. And I see a post that a different chef had posted. And it said Food and Wine. And it said, that story is bullshit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, my story, my food, what is he talking about? I just lost it, I started doubting everything, my whole identity, where I was from. I failed my people. And then I finally found the real article, the whole article, and I read it, and my little blip in there of their road trip, and it talks about the poor people of Appalachia and why they brought the apple stack cake. And I didn't say that. I didn't say poor people. We're not poor. So it took me a while to get through that. I talked to my friends, my family, my mentors, and I was spiraling bad. I was questioning changing my whole menu up. Should I even be in the restaurant biz? I failed my people. Then I came to the conclusion, and this is this. No apologies for where I'm from. No apologies for where I'm from. No apologies for where I choose to live. No apologies for my accent. No apologies for my stories And no apologies. I will not apologize for when they get the story wrong. So that apple stack cake, my apple stack cake, your apple stack cake, it's layers of our raw beauty, of our people stories, of our complexity. And it can go on and on to 12 layers, 6 layers. No apologies, because that's my apple stack cake. Thank you.